Hello, good morning, students of intermediate reading. So this one is a week 14, so it means that next week this one will be the last meeting of our class, and then the next meeting will be the final task, right? So um, today's topic is still about academic reading because this is one of the what is it, the last session of reading. So next semester you will not get any reading class anymore. So this is the last chance of you to do kind of academic reading because the next semester you will have kind of academic writing, yeah, setelah reading, and then after that you will do writing. So today's topic is about solving and recursive strategies to read. Uh, Talking about my feedback about your quiz, I have read your what is it? Your uh, motivation to read, and then mostly you say that you like to read what you like to read. I mean, like you want to read because you like the topic, other than the particular topic that you don't like. You will not read that literary work. Well, in my opinion, it is a good start if you can be fond of reading by choosing your own favorite topic. It means that at first you might only read the topic that you like. Some of you might read the topic about drama. Some of you might read the topic about science fiction, the topic about fantasy, and any other topic that you like. Um, and it is a good start because you will get motivated by reading the topic that you like. But then you have to level up. How to level up your fond of reading is by having to think critically about what is it, why I like this topic. For example, why I like fantasy. Is it because of the what is it, the plot of the story, the way the author described the fantasy happen in the scene, happen in the story, or do you like to imagine by yourself about the dragon, for example, the flying person, or the story about a future life, and then you try to imagine by yourself, and then it by the meaning of leveling up is that you critically think that what is the meaning, what is the what is the meaning behind the text, behind the plot, behind the story. Is it part of criticism of the society? Is it part of the um is it part of the rebellion, because they think that, for example, fantasy, they think that the authors think about something about out of the box, something about that the author expected something in this real life, but then it is not fulfilled by his life, and then he or she uh, tries to share it in his or her own um, uh, narrative, for example. Nah, you as the reader have to think about it critically. It is not about the entertaining content, right? But you have to think about what happened in the society right now. What happened in the society have at a time described in a literary work that you read, that you like about the topic, right? And then also think about something out of the box with a topic that you like, ya. Tadi intinya adalah tadi itu kenapa kita itu harus berpikir tentang penulis ini kenapa ya nulis tentang hal ini, walaupun suka fantasy, kenapa dia ngomongin tentang fantasy yang tidak ada di real life, ya. What do you think about J.K. Rowling? Why? What is her purpose to write about fantasy school like Hogwarts, for example, and apa namanya, semua dinamika yang terjadi di sekolah itu apakah sama dengan real life school, real life institution, and how can you see that this is part of the rebellion or part of the uh, social critic and etc. And then it is highly hoped that you can variously choose different topics as many as possible. Setelah itu, diharapkan bahwa setelah membaca sesuatu yang kalian suka tadi, kemudian sudah berpikir kritis tentang sesuatu yang kalian suka tadi, bahkan tentang romance sekalipun yang bahkan termehek-mehek, termenye-menye gitu ya filmnya, bacaannya, tapi tetap it is something about social critic. Nah, after that, it is hope that you can variously choose different topics. Setelah itu, kalian akan lebih penasaran lagi dengan kalau kritik sosial ada di fantasi, pasti kritik sosial juga ada di romance, juga ada di science fiction, juga ada di semua genre yang ada di reading text. Nah, itu that is my feedback about the quiz. And now we go on to the probing and recursive uh, the text. So here it is. Reading in an academic context is different from everyday reading. Ya, nanti kalau kalian sudah mulai mengumpulkan bahan untuk ditulis ya, ketika mulai academic writing, kalian artinya harus namanya reading terlebih dahulu. Reading in academic context. Nah, reading in academic context, your purpose is not for entertaining ya. Ketika kalian tadi membaca sesuatu hal novel, puisi atau hal yang kalian sukai sesuai topik kalian, but then kalau nanti fokusnya untuk bahan academic writing kalian, bahan tulisan ilmiah kalian, artinya readingnya itu harus purpose-nya berbeda. Purpose-nya bukan nanti saya membaca ini sebagai komedi, kemudian saya akan tertawa, no. Tapi kalian akan melihat sesuatu yang lain dengan perspektif atau kacamata yang berbeda dengan ketika kalian tanpa beban membaca buku itu. Memang ya tampaknya memang ada beban ya ketika mau ditambahkan ke academic writing. Jadi because academic reading requires a more active, probing, and recursive strategy than does recreational reading. Ya tadi itu. Recreational reading means the purpose of reading is only for entertaining yourself. So because you like the particular topic, and then you read the topic, and then you have fun with the topic, with the literary work. But then in academic writing, although you read the same book, you have to think it differently. You have to think with a different perspective than only recreational reading. So it should be more active, probing, and recursive strategy. And then it is an essential skill for completing a written assignment. Jadi sekali lagi, ketika nanti next semester you will have academic writing, it means that you have to prepare yourself to read. Jadi di semester 3 ini memang namanya intermediate reading, tapi kemungkinan di next semester tidak ada lagi kelas reading, artinya reading yang ini terakhir adalah bagaimana cara kita membaca academic reading. And then, reading strategically is integral to the process of understanding your topic, finding research materials, and developing your ideas. Nah, when you read the same book, when you read the book that you like, and then you change your perspective. Jadi yang dari tadi bacanya hanya untuk having fun, and then after that you will see that okay, saya mau menemukan bagian bagaimana si karakter ini di menjadi characterization-nya bagaimana, cara si penulisnya itu menulis characterization-nya bagaimana, supaya kalian mendapatkan informasi tentang intrinsic element dari bacaan tadi. Bahkan ketika kalian membaca untuk having fun, mungkin kalian nggak terpikirkan hal itu. Tapi ketika membaca untuk academic purposes, you have to think about it. You have to critically adjust, critically think that saya mau menemukan bagian informasi tentang ini. Mana bagian dari social kritiknya? Mana bagian dari bagian teori-teori sastra ataupun linguistik. Nah, kemudian therefore academic reading involves layers of. Nah, ini beberapa beberapa trigger untuk kalian bisa having kind of critical thinking by asking questions ya tadi itu. Bagaimana penokohannya ya? Kenapa si Harry Potter itu digambarkan sebagai seseorang yang kalem, for example. Mana buktinya? Nah, kalian ketika membaca mencoba mencari tahu. Dan ketika membaca untuk academic purposes, usually it is not enough only reading it once. Jadi memang harus dibaca berulang-ulang karena kalian akan menemukan bagian fokus yang berbeda-beda. Ketika nanti di writing-nya itu kalian mencari penokohannya atau characterization atau intrinsic elemennya, kemudian kalian akan fokus hanya di beberapa karakter saja, misalnya ya Harry Potter-nya atau Hermione atau Ron-nya, kemudian atau si Dumbledore-nya, for example, you only focus on the characters in the book, right? Probably you will not focus on the climax, on the resolution, and then the end of the book, the end of the story. But then you only focus on the characters. Now, asking questions, there will be lots of questions about how can Dumbledore be like that? How can what is the how can he got trauma? What is the psychological perspective and etc. etc. There are lots of questions. And then reflecting on the relationship among part of the text. Reflecting on relationship among part of the text. Jadi tadi tuh karena sudah asking question, kemudian tetap yang menjawab questionnya ya kalian sendiri gitu ya. Jadi reflecting on relationship among part of the text. Part ini dengan part yang lain apa hubungannya dan ya tadi kalau misalnya tentang penokohan apa hubungannya si Harry Potter ini dengan penokohannya si siapa you know who yang Voldemort itu kenapa itu bisa dijadikan bahan juga. And then also interpreting meaning. Yeah, of course you have to interpret because you cannot just directly ask ask the author, right? You cannot just go to phone J.K. Rowling to say, is it the true? Is it true? Is it no? Is it based on your instinct, yeah, based on your knowledge about the theory, and then you interpret meaning based on the theory that you know and based on the certain theory that is matched with your analysis later on. And then making connections with other readings. Yeah, of course, after that, in this part, you can find any journals relating to the topic that you want to study. Jadi tadi kalau misalnya mau membicarakan Harry Potter and then you want to say about you want to write about the characterization and then you probably can find another journal about another article talking about the same thing that is about characterization in Harry Potter. And then refining your topic and purpose. Kemudian balik lagi, what is our goal to find the characterization of Harry Potter the novel? Nah, salah satu contohnya sebenarnya sudah kita lakukan beberapa minggu yang lalu, yaitu bagian dari reading two journals, and I got you two related journals. Jadi di sini di jurnal sebelumnya talked about dystonism used in Deadpool movie, and then the second one is about the expressive creativity of euphemism and dystonism. Jadi ada keywordnya di sini adalah dystonism. Di jurnal pertama, you talk about this, you read about dystonism, and then you focus on the terminology, right? Academic terminology, and then you read the part that you think it is part of the terminology, academic terminology, right? But then and then after that, you have the second journal talking about the same thing, and probably you can find the same academic terminology in the second journal. Jadi seperti itu, kalian harus mengaitkan dengan jurnal yang lain. Bahkan di feminism ini bukan hanya 2 jurnal, bahkan mungkin ribuan jurnal ada di pernah ditulis oleh banyak sekali author, which is this is about academic writing, penulisan ilmiah. Nah, tentu saja penulisan ilmiah itu isinya akan bagus karena penulisnya sendiri sudah menjadi good reader sebelumnya karena mereka mengetahui sistem atau steps to read, and then after that they will deliver it in a good writing. Jadi kemudian kalau tadi kan kita fokusnya ke yang kemarin-kemarin kita fokusnya ke terminologinya nih. Nah sekarang mungkin fokusnya ke kontennya itu sendiri. Bagaimana si penulis satu in the first journal and the author in the second journal talks about dystonism in a different perspective. Of course, they cannot see or they cannot talk about the same thing, right? Nah, kalau di first journal, it is the object of the research is about movie titled Deadpool, right? Kemudian kalau yang di second journal You will have uh, the comparison between euphemism and dysphemism. Kemudian Deadpool ini akan di approach dengan teorinya. Dia bilang menggunakan teori dysphemism. Kemudian what is dysphemism? And then in that full movie, dysphemism mana aja yang dipakai. Kemudian ini tentu saja menggunakan teori deskriptif kualitatif. Kemudian yang second journal, dia ingin compare euphemism and dysphemism menggunakan teori kognitif. Jadi bagaimana caranya linguistic features, linguistic perspective using cognitive to say or to see that the people automatically use euphemism or dysphemism. Kapan mereka itu menggunakan euphemism, kapan menggunakan dysphemism. Of course, these two journals have different thoughts, different goals, different approach, different theories, but they talk about the same object, which is dysphemism. Ya, yeah. The same object, walaupun nanti yang first journalnya objeknya movie, yang second journalnya objeknya adalah kata-kata itu sendiri, tapi dia tidak particular ke which movie gitu ya. Nah, that is a part of the probing and recursive task. Jadi tadi nanti I will send this PowerPoint and then you can study more, and then the task of this week I will form it in a WhatsApp group. Yeah. So thank you for today. See you next week. Bye bye.